Welcome to MMA Oddsmaker. I'm Nick Kalikas. Joining me today, I have Brett Okamoto and Larry Pepe. Let's get started. Fight number 13, UFC 161, another light heavyweight battle, a rematch this time, between Mauricio Shogun Rua and Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. Guys, I'm going to start off with Larry first in this fight. I'm going to open up Shogun a slight favorite, minus 150. The comeback on Nogueira is going to be plus 110. Larry, with your 5 noms donated bankroll, give me your take and give me your bet.
I'm going to go with Shogun in this fight. I think he would be a bigger favorite if Little Nog didn't just beat Rashad Evans, but I think that win was a lot more about Rashad Evans than it was about Little Nog. Shogun, to me, is a different fighter than the fighter who was in Pride, obviously, than the fighter who beat Machida. He's declined. He had a second knee surgery, and since coming back from that knee surgery, he's 2-3. His wins over Brandon Vera and Forrest Griffin, the losses to John Jones, Henderson, and Gustafsson, I just think Little Nog is more like the former two than the latter three. And I think the Muay Thai and the great striking that Shogun has, his cardio has evaded him, no doubt about it. But Little Nog's no cardio machine either. And Little Nog more of a boxer. I think this is going to be contested on the feet. And I think most of the time, a guy who's using 2 tools versus a guy who's using his whole striking arsenal is going to have a tough time. And I think that's going to be the case here. Shogun, definitely the more aggressive finisher with 18 knockouts in 21 fights. Little Nog only has 6 in 21 wins, So I like Shogun. Do I love him? No, but I like him because I think that Little Nog's being overrated because of the Rashad Evans win.
Okay, valid points made by Larry here. He is going to go with Shogun at minus 150. It's going to be $750 to win $500. Let's throw it over Brett. It's going to be Little Nog versus Shogun. Give me your take.
Yeah, some good points made by Larry. I think that this is also a close fight, one that could really go either way. I agree. It'll probably take place on the feet. Both these guys like to stand. They're not really wrestling based. They both have some jiu-jitsu game, obviously, but I think they will kind of stand there and bang. The reason I'm taking Antonio Rogerio Nogueira is more of a bet against Mauricio Shogun Rua than it is a bet on Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. I agree with Larry that I think Nogueira is probably a little overrated right now, just coming off of that win over Rashad Evans. Not saying that he's overrated for his career, but I think his value is a little bit off just because he coming off of that huge upset. But Rua just seems to me like a guy, when I watch him lately, who wants to be there. He's trying to will things to happen, but the athleticism just isn't there anymore. This guy is in his 30s, but he fights like he's in his 40s. I think that all the wars he's been in have added up. I think he's slower than Nogueira is at this point. And Nogueira has some power, and he's got some great boxing, very underrated boxing. So I think his boxing will give Shogun trouble, even though Shogun does bring some extra tools, with his Muay Thai game and his kickboxing game. So I'm taking Nogueira, but this is not a confident bet. It's more of a bet against Rua.
Okay, so Brett is going to go the opposite way, plus 110 on Nogueira. It's going to be 500 to win 550. Now, both of you guys split on this fight. I have a feeling a lot of people will split on this fight as well. Maybe a little bit more public support will come in on Shogun. That's kind of why I sided with him a little bit. To me, it is a true pick'em fight. Could go either way. Personally, I'd rather be on the dog if that's the case, especially if it does hit the cards. But we'll have to see how it does play out at UFC 161. I am expecting a very competitive battle. The line, as far as adjustment goes, I'm not going to adjust it at all. It is going to hit 5 dimes at minus 150 to come back plus 110 when it does hit the sports books. Make sure you guys stay tuned to MMAOddsmaker.com as we release fight number 14 in the near future.